showing you how to build a live jellyfish aquarium. Now without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty, hey everybody. Today we're gonna be setting up a limited edition diamond white from Jellyfish Art. First thing we need to do once we unbox, we gotta rinse everything out because of all the dust that could have collected during shipping. We're gonna rinse this off with fresh water. Make sure we get all the dust out. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring out these airlines up a little bit so I can get the sponge out. So just like the tank, the sponge can also gather dust while in the tank. So we're rinsing out so all the dust can get out and we can get some nice bacteria growing in once we start cycling. Gotta make sure all the sides are getting rinsed up. Gotta rinse the overflow too, since that's where their sponge is going in, and water will also be cycling through here. Be sure while you're rinsing off your cylinder 5 that you don't get any scratches or any cracks on the glass. Alright, so what we're gonna do is gonna put this back. It's a little easier if you pull the airlines from the top here. Just pull the line through. Make sure that your airlines here are damaged in any way because this is where your air supply is gonna go in through and have your flow get started. Oh, that's gorgeous. So we're putting this right here in the front where everybody can see it. Everything looks good. So now we're gonna go and get our salt water ready. So it's very important to make sure the salinity is a-okay for these guys. What we use is about 1.023 SG, or about 30 parts per thousand. And we got our big salt vat right here. Every time I pull out any salt water from here, I'm gonna be sure to double check their salinity. I'm first gonna let some water run through to make sure I don't get any stagnant salt water in. After a good minute, I'm gonna take our rinse cup and we're gonna measure our salinity. This is calibrated at least once a week, so let's make sure. So as you see, our salinity is 0.23. I'm gonna rinse this up, make sure it's good for the next use. This is the hydrometer that you will get with your cylinder 5. This one is the one we use in the lab. So these are pretty good tools to use. And right here is the bucket I already rinsed up earlier to make sure it's good. Pour a good 5 gallons in here. So we're gonna get our siphon right here so we can put in our system. Inside the packaging, you'll find that there's a light bulb. So we're gonna put it right here into this port at the center. Make sure it's nice and secured. And then we got this little black cable right here. We're gonna slip it right in through the opening behind the tank. That's where we're gonna get the power for a light bulb. And this is a good time to plug this in. This is for our air pump. We're gonna leave this right here for now. And then we're gonna put the top. Definitely don't want a nice mouthful of salt water. So we're just chilling as this whole fills up. We're gonna be filling this tank up until it reaches between the minimum and the maximum here. Alrighty, so as you can see, we've filled up our water level between the minimum and maximum here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take these airlines and take our pump. I'm gonna put one in this side, gonna squeeze that in there, and take the other one and squeeze it through the other port. So this is also a pump that you'll be receiving in your shipment. As you can see, we already got some flow going. These are the only bubbles we'll be tolerating here. We're gonna make sure that's nice and tight. And then you could just slide it right in through the port so nobody can see that. And then we scaled up this outlet, which we're gonna connect to this. Okay, make sure that's nice and tight. And we have another outlet down here. This one's already connected to a timer, so this will just turn on and off by itself. And now we got light. Now we're gonna put in our remote control so we can not only change the color of the light, but we can also change the intensity. But anywhere you touch on the remote, it'll get it to change in color. So you get green and orange, just pure green, we got blue, we got purple, and then we just get the whole light spectrum right here. Alrighty, so let's get going. So right here in the Jelly Lab, we already have some sponges ready to be thrown in our tanks. The difference between this one and this one that I got from our tank in the front is that this one has a bunch of beneficial bacteria that's been growing in for like the past 2+ weeks. So we're gonna use this sponge to jumpstart the tank cycling. So we're gonna put this one right here so we can start cycling. As you can see, we put in our dates right here so we know exactly when we put in our sponges. So this one's for our nano tanks, nano jelly tanks, and this one's for our cylinder 5s. So we're gonna go to the front. Every tank, whether it be reef, whether it be jelly, is gonna need beneficial bacteria. So it's gonna help you cycle your nitrogen, ammonia. Now, while we're here, I'm gonna grab turtle starts. So we're gonna put this inside our aquarium and we can get started. Probably throw some jellyfish in today. Even though we have sponges with beneficial bacteria, we got turbo start. It's very important to take your time when starting the cycle because we want to take care of our animals first and foremost. Nobody wants a sad jellyfish tank. I'm gonna make some wiggle room right here. I already removed the sponge that we had in previously. I'm gonna make sure our airline is secured. And now we got Jelly Maintain, we have starter. We're gonna throw in a little stability and we got turbo start. So always remember, read your directions before you put anything. So for this one, 3 capfuls every 2 gallons. This is about 5 gallons, so we'll need about 7.5 capfuls. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. Next we got Jelly Maintain. Gonna shake that. 1 capful every 5 gallons, so that's just our 1 cap. Let's see, then we got our stability. That one has a lot of bacteria too. A capful every 10 gallons, so we have about 5 gallons. That'll be half a cap. And then turbo start. This one treats up to 25 gallons, but since we have a 5-gallon aquarium here, we're gonna put 5.5 millimeters. All right, that's 5 millimeters right there. And I'm gonna go another half, which is about right there. I'm gonna let the bacteria cycle for a bit before we add the jellyfish. So now that we added all our beneficial bacteria, we added turbo starts, Jelly Maintain, we're gonna add some jellies. One of the packages we have here is our deluxe package, which is 3 large jellyfish. This is the one I'm gonna use to bring in our jellyfish. Now, these are the largest. These are roughly 3 to 4 inches. We got right here our stringy little strings coming out is our oral arms. So I'm gonna put this right here. It's a good idea to put their stomach facing upward like this. So that way when you put them inside the new home, there won't have any bubbles going under their mesoglea. And if you do, that's gonna disrupt their digestive and their respiratory system. Now we're gonna grab a siphon so we can start acclimating them to their new home. So to acclimate, I'm gonna put these guys down here so I don't spill anything. We got our siphon, I'm gonna put it right over here. And then I'm gonna take some water. I'm gonna close that a little bit so it's not so fast. All right, and then you could just leave your jellies to acclimate for about roughly a half hour. Alrighty, so now that we finished acclimating our jellies, we're gonna put them in our tank. As I'm putting them in, I'm making sure they're not getting any bubbles inside. Gotta make sure that airline is not being squished as we put it in, so that way we can still get our flow. All right, so that was how to build a jellyfish tank with our limited edition diamond white. Thanks for watching.